All right, so in this video, we're going to continue with getting the mean, median, mode, and range. But this time, what's different from the other set of numbers is we have an even set of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be kind of tricky getting the median when it's an even set of numbers, but you can still do it. Let's get to the average first. Average, again, means mean average. All right, mean stands for average. We're also going to be getting the median. The median is the middle. All right, but let's start off with mean, which is also known as your average. What you want to do first is put your numbers in order from biggest to smallest, going in descending order, which means highest to biggest, vertically, top down. Remember, you're going to start off with your biggest, which is going to be 12. What you're going to do with these numbers is add them. But first, let's write them down. Smallest to biggest, 12, 9, 7, 5, 5 again, and 4. So add these numbers up. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23. 23 plus 5 is 28. And 28 plus 4 gives me 32. I put the 2 here. Carry over the 3. Alright, what's 3 plus 1? 4. Alright, so we got right there 42. Let's step back and see what I just did. I got all my numbers, put them in order, and I got 42. But I'm not done yet. So what I'm going to do with 42 is you're going to divide it now by how many numbers you just added. I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers I just added. So you're going to get your total from all 6 numbers and divide now by 6. How many times does 6 go into 42? You should know that. It should be 7. 6 times 7 gives me 42. And there's my answer. My average here is 7. Again, what you want to do first is put all your numbers in order from biggest to smallest, then arrange them, all right, horizontally, and then, vertically, and then divide them by the total, 42, by how many numbers we added all together. We added 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why I divided by 6. How many times is 42? How many times is 6 going to 42? 7 times. So my average is 7. All right. So again, average, mean, add them up, then divide by how many you added. Now the next part. This is where it gets kind of tricky, but if you're paying attention, it shouldn't give you too much trouble. So we're going to do, just like before, arrange the numbers in order from least to greatest, but instead of doing it vertically, we're going to do it horizontally. Horizontally means you're going to arrange them from left to right, smallest to biggest. So let's do that. 4, then 5, then 5 again, then 7, then 9, then 12. There's 2 ways to do this. You can do the rainbow method, which I rather not do because it takes up space. But in case you're wondering how it looks like, there. That's the rainbow method. But we're not done yet. We're not gonna do it that way. We're just gonna do it the scratch off. So scratch off means you scratch one to the left, one to the right. Has to be 2 pairs, or a pair of numbers. I mean. So 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Now stop right here. You do not want to scratch off this one and that one because you're going to be left with nothing. So when this happens, when you're left in the middle with 2 numbers, all right, because sometimes you'll be left with 1 number if you got an odd set of numbers. I have an even set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With odd set, that would not happen. With even, this does happen. So you got 2 options here. What you could do is separate the numbers like they got in a fight. 5 here, 7 here, and then list all the numbers in between. Well, there's only 1 number in between them, 6. And then do the same thing we did before, the scratch off method, till you get to the center. Well, this is going to be pretty quick. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and I'm done. There is my median. So let's see how we got that. So put your numbers in order from small to big, Then do the scratch-off method. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. If you're left with two numbers in the middle, what you do is you separate them like we got in 5, 5, 7, list all the numbers in between, and repeat the whole scratch-off method again. And you get 6. So my median here is 6. Or there's also an alternate method. So let's say you don't want to do it that way, where you separate them, but you're stuck with these two numbers. The other option is, if this happens, where you're left with two numbers in the middle, you get both these numbers, add them up, 7 and 5, that gives you 12. Then you get 12 and divide by 2. So I'm basically getting the average of those two numbers, which gives you also the median when you do it this way. So you get 12 and divide always by 2 if you're left with 2 in the middle. How many times does 2 go into 12? 6 times. 2 times 6 is 12. And look at that. The same answer, just a different way of getting a median. So you can do the scratch-off method, or you can also, if you're left with two numbers in the middle, add them up, both of them, and divide by 2 to get your median of those two numbers. All right. Up next, we'll do the mode and range. Much easier to work with.